Hello and welcome to this week's Productivity Enhancer. Today's enhancer deals with Adobe Illustrator. Illustrator is the preferred graphics program for people who want to create their own graphics and drag them into, say, a web page or a flyer or any other kind of graphic media. So if you've spent a lot of time drawing in Illustrator, chances are you know about the Pathfinder function. And basically what the Pathfinder does is it allows you to take really simple shapes and combine them to make more complex shapes. For instance, if we wanted to draw a crescent moon, there are a few different ways that we could do it. We could just take the pencil and try to sketch it out as best we could. Doesn't look all that great. Just get rid of that. So typically we would use the Pathfinder, and for this we'd go ahead and grab the Ellipse tool, hold down the Shift key to make sure the circle is going to be perfectly concentric, and draw out a circle. Now we can copy that and paste it, and when we drag that circle over, we can make it into a nice crescent shape. Next, we grab our Pathfinder by going up to Window, Pathfinder, and here we have a few different options. The first one is Unite, which would unite both of these shapes into one. The second one is Minus Front, which will take away the front shape. In this case, it'll be this top circle, leaving the crescent, etc., etc. So let's go ahead and use that minus function. But before we do, we need to make sure that both shapes are selected. So just box select both of them, hit that minus, and then the one on top disappears, leaving a brilliant crescent shape. However, if you take a look, we do have a lot of different functions on this Pathfinder, so knowing which one to click isn't always going to be the easiest. Chances are if you're just getting used to these functions, you're going to have to click through and then undo if you don't like the results, and just keep trying. So that's the Pathfinder. However, new to Adobe Illustrator, we have the Shape Builder tool. And the Shape Builder tool is a tool stolen directly out of CAD software, but it turns out it's just as powerful in Adobe Illustrator. So to show you how it works, I'm going to close the Pathfinder. I'm going to undo that crescent shape. And now we have both of those circles again. So if I grab the Shape Builder tool, and if I hover over each individual part, you can see it get highlighted. So next to the cursor, you can see a little plus sign. If I go ahead and click and drag, then that will add all of those together. And it's basically just like using the Unite function on the Pathfinder. I'm going to undo that. If I hold down the Alt key, you can see that that plus sign changes to a negative. And if we click and drag, it will then subtract just like the minus tool. And then we're left with that crescent shape just like that. So we use the Shape Builder to combine simple shapes into more complex shapes. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete this crescent moon, and now we're going to go ahead and build this teapot by using the Shape Builder. As you can see, there's nothing too complex here. We have the spout and the handle and this little handle on top, but all of these can be made by using simple geometric shapes and combining them using the Shape Builder. So let's go ahead and grab the Ellipse tool and just drag out an ellipse so it's kind of an oval. And that'll be the body of our teapot. Next, we grab the line tool and just flatten off the base here. And this line will represent the bottom of the teapot. Next, we use the pen tool to sketch out the handle and the spout. So we'll just start right close to the bottom. And that'll work for our handle. Next, we're going to select that handle. Control C for copy and Control V for paste. Then we're just going to hold Shift and scale this down a little bit so it can fit inside of that existing handle. And then we can drag it inside here and line it up. That'll be our handle. Next, we continue to use the pen tool for the spout. That'll work. And then we cycle through until we get the rounded rectangle tool. And this will be our top. Let's just line that up a little better. That looks good. Next, we need the ellipse tool. And we'll just draw an ellipse for the top. Drag it in a little bit. An ellipse for this little ring on top. And then we'll copy and paste that, scale it down as well. And drag it into place. So now we have all the basic shapes we need. So we need to box select the whole thing, grab the Shape Builder tool, and now we can start subtracting or adding anything that we need. So I'll hold down the Alt key and subtract some of this material here. And there we have a blank slate teapot ready to accept color and this little picture here. So this flower I just created in a different file, so I'll just open that up. Flower design. And we can box select that, copy it, and just paste it in our drawing space. So as you can see, it's a little big, so we'll just scale it down by holding Shift and drag it into place. All that's left now is to add some color. So let's grab our paint bucket tool, which is also under the shape builder tool. And we'll just select everything again so we can add paint. There's the body of our teapot. Color the leaves in here. Get all of these little spots. Oh, forgot a little bit of orange in the center of that flower there. Close enough. And let's make these flowers a different color, purple. So there we go. So by using that shape builder tool, we're able to build a semi-complex shape in under 5 minutes. The more you use Illustrator, the more chances you're going to find to use this shape builder tool if you just remember that it's there. Sure, the Pathfinder will work, but as we know from most Adobe programs, there's more than one way to do most operations. So hopefully this has helped you understand the shape builder tool a little better. Thanks for watching this weekly productivity enhancer. Until next time.